We just want to say that this show was recorded before the death of Her Majesty the Queen. God bless the King. You know, it's just so wonderful to think there's so much more out there. I really am excited about it all. Yeah, me too. And I want to know what they do, you know, what's their culture like? What music do they listen to? What do they drink? Alcohol, drugs, you know, sex, things like that. What happens?
We don't know what that would be. We've got no hormones left. And I just need to know, I don't mind who they are, where they're from, so long as they have Baileys when I get there. Hello, everyone.
I've got a tip of the day.
Oh,
yes. Right. So,
a tip of the day.
Tip of the day, not tits of the day. Tip of the day.
Because we've got those.
Yeah. If you have constipation at any time in your life, and it goes on for a while, you know, you get that bloated stomach, and you know everything is stuck. Yes. Get a hot water bottle and sit on it. Oh, I wondered what you were going to say. So what it does, it's a very nice feeling anyway, because the heat goes up through the bits at the bottom and into your stomach. But what it does is softens everything. So everything then will start breaking down and arriving quickly. Yeah. Things that have been arriving quickly, because I had a very bad tummy for quite a few months, and then it disappeared. Yes, you could have helped it, you see, if you'd have known my hot water bottle. Yes. No, I wasn't constipated. I was the other way.
Oh, well, Honey has been constipated last week and the week before, and because I changed her food, somebody told me, and I listened, that raw food's really good. So I ordered this raw food. Yeah. No. Gave it to, and they said, oh, you know, take her off Chappie. So she was on Chappie. And she suddenly got bunged up, and I took her to the vet because she was in pain when she was pooing. And the vet literally stuck 2 fingers, said, oh, she's got a blocked anal thing. Yeah. Stick 2 fingers up there and charged me £18 for doing that.
Yes. Well, I saw a video once, and it was a cow. And the cow had constipation. And this vet, well, 2 vets actually, came along and stuck their fingers up. Yeah,
Sherry, it won't be fingers with a cat, you know.
It'll be 2 hands.
Well, they got a beat going. Go dun 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 push dun 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 push, and eventually all the poo came out. Oh, so remember that tune the next time you're sitting on the toilet.
So we don't call a vet. We don't call a vet.
Sorry, girls. I think that I have a feeling in my head that we're just like from a different world. I mean, we're talking like we're from a different planet. I feel so. Yes. I feel something coming.
That's like aliens or something like that. And
didn't know what
I've got to tell you, we've got somebody going to talk about UFOs and aliens in a minute.
Ooh. Thank God. Anything to get off this subject, please. Move on.
It's really amazing. Mark Christopher Lee, and actually he's also in The Pocket Gods, which is a band, but he's on a new Sky program about UFOs.
Bring him in.
Come in. Yes, he is. Mark Christopher Lee. Come in. How are you?
Oh, hiya.
Hello, everyone. Yes, very well. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, thank you for coming on. We're so looking forward to hearing all about your program. And I know that an episode's already gone out, hasn't it, on Sky?
Yeah, the first episode went out on Thursday.
So, how did it go?
It was a bit spooky, actually, because well, it's a music and paranormal show. And obviously we're having a big thing because it's the first show and it's a debut. I'm hoping it goes really well, but it didn't. The audio went out of sync at Sky, so it was a bit of a nightmare. And I was like, oh no. And anyway, it turns out, so I contacted Sky, and their engineers couldn't find a reason for it, and it just happened just before our show, and finished just after our show. So something spooky going on, and they can't get to the bottom of it, and they have fail-safe systems in place
Yeah.
to notify these things as soon as they happen, but they didn't work either.
So if you watch it on catch up, is it still out of sync?
No, it's fine now. There's nothing wrong with the show. It's it was all checked and everything, so you can watch it again. Yeah, and it's fine. And
Wow. You needed Uri Geller. That's who you needed.
well, we got Uri Geller on actually.
Oh, there you are. He sorts everything out, doesn't he?
He does. For the past.
Especially with your spoons. Very good with spoons.
He's very good. He's got lots of spoons. I don't know if you've seen him in his museum. But
Yeah.
He's got celebrity spoons from all over the world. Quite amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Do you know what? I'll just tell you. This is a story which you're going to say, don't be so ridiculous. But I'm going to tell you a story I was told. So there's a place in England called Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
And if you look from the sky at Milton Keynes, it's just roundabouts. Endless roundabouts.
Yeah.
And I was told that was a landing strip for a UFO.
Yeah,
I told you to go chicken, but if you look from the sky, the way they're placed is looks very like a landing strip to me.
That sounds a bit like the Nazca.
You will tell me now that that's not true.
Yeah, that's not true, but it sounds a bit like the Nazca lines in Peru. Have you heard of those?
Peru, yeah.
And then these fantastic patterns that go over tens of miles, and they can only be seen from space. And that's the amazing thing. When you're on the ground, you can't see them. It's only if you're way up high looking down. and then these people that made them 2,000 years ago obviously didn't have the power of flight. So who made them?
So who made them? Now, please, I'm obsessed with Eric von Däniken.
Oh yeah, excellent.
No,
Yeah.
So please tell me. I mean, what do you think about him and about his theories?
Yeah, I'm well into the ancient alien theory of there being some contact in the past which helped human civilization develop. I think there's definitely something to it. There's just way too much evidence that, especially just even looking at the pyramids, how are they built? If you're going to build them now, we would need a lot of technology as well as labor to do it. It would be a massive project with a lot of technology involved. And you know, the mainstream archaeologists say, oh no, it's just chicken bones and lots of people died making them, but I don't think that's true. And the fact is, there is a big missing part of our history of humanity on this planet that's been lost. So we don't really know. We're kind of, you know, picking up the pieces really and trying to work it out.
I feel now, especially with the internet, it's almost like if I sort of kind of think about these things, and I think, you know, first of all, you know, we were chugging along, and we had the wheel, and we had this, and we were going along, we were Edwardian, Victorian, you know, all of that, and then all of a sudden, boom, something happened, as though we were given another key.
Absolutely. And
what do you think?
Well, some people are saying there's a guy called Nikola Tesla. Don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah.
He invented AC, electricity. He was a rival of Thomas Edison, but he's way ahead of his time. And he developed basically Wi-Fi technology back then. So there is an argument, but it was somehow lost. But when he died, his safe was raided by the FBI, and all his secrets and all his things were taken somewhere. It was actually Donald Trump's uncle was at the FBI. He actually took these secrets from the safe. And not many people know that, but it's true. And so there could be a connection there, that this technology was, you know, developed by this genius, Nikola Tesla, and then been controlled by a certain few. Sorry.
I want to know how you got into this. What was the thing that sparked your interest?
Basically, it was a program TV program in the 1970s, Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you remember it. It was an amazing show. I loved it. And he was the first person really to get into this. He was a proper scientist, obviously. He developed this communication satellite, and he was coming into it at a rational angle, but with an open mind, which is what you need, and which is what I have. You need to approach these mysterious, unexplained phenomena with an open mind.
Yeah.
So what
did you do to get to this point? How old were you? What was the next thing you did to get on this journey?
Well, I don't know really. I mean, I've been a musician most of my life, and that's what I do. And the idea with the TV show was basically to promote the music. But I think, well, I'm going to do it. I really love the paranormal and the weird stuff. And I want to do a show about it. So I'm combining the two really. And then I drew up a wish list when I first thought of the show of who I would want as guests. And I managed to get all of them. I actually did want Eric von Daniken, but I didn't manage to get him.
He's still alive, isn't he?
He is, yeah. And he actually...
And he also, isn't there an Eric von Daniken world?
There is, I was going to say that. He's got his own theme park in Austria. Yeah. You've got to
Where?
go. I haven't been there, no, but I need to go there.
Where is it?
It's in Austria.
Yep.
Ah.
Can we go? You and I go together, please. I mean,
Yeah.
how fabulous would that be? I mean, how on earth, what's in this theme park?
Is lots of replicas of the pyramids and things like that, and then lots of stuff that he's found all over the world that shows evidence of alien technology in ancient times. It could be really good. We should do a double. We should visit that and then go to Uri Geller's museum in Israel. And
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know what? The Hollywood version of what you're talking about, UFOs and all the films that came out with the silly men that come out of the spaceships. So that's what people believed, didn't they? They were going to meet these nice men with these big eyes, and they're going to shake our hands and they're going to be kind. Now, I think there's another version of that, and I think we'd be too arrogant to think we're the only people that have existed in this time. But I don't particularly think that they're going to be nice people that we meet and shake hands with. I think they probably have ulterior motives. I think they're probably far advanced than us and controlling. And so that's the other side of it, isn't it? That's slightly worrying.
Yeah, it is. And I think that's the way the US government is heading at the moment, because there's big things happening over there. And they're already admitting that, yeah, there is stuff in our airspace that we don't know what it is. And some of it's not terrestrial of this planet. And that's what they're saying. That's the official line. And that was just last week.
Well, I have to tell you, Mark, my parents produced, don't know if you remember, in the 70s, you're too young probably, but a thing called UFO.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Wow.
And they went out, they did the walk at NASA, the skywalk, and it was terrifying. But they came back saying that they had heard that there were secret things going on with UFOs, and they said definitely true. It's definitely true. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know. No, it would just cause world panic.
I think that's correct, and that's why they're slowly drip feeding it now, because everyone's got a smartphone now. If you see something strange in the sky, that's it. We got it on film, and there's so many people doing that, and they can't really cover it up anymore. And that's what I truly believe, that there is something out there. I don't know what it is, but it needs investigating. And as you said, it could be a threat, and that's the way the US government is approaching it. It's like, well, it's in our airspace. What do we do? It could attack us. But on the other side of that, you've got to think, well, if these things are that far developed, they have to travel light.
Why would they attack us?
They probably would have already done that already.
There's nothing here on this crazy world that anyone's going to want. I think we're probably a comedy show for the rest of the universe.
I think we're there.
Yeah, it's probably a reality TV thing, isn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Throughout history, they've been watching and laughing in their luxurious planet somewhere else.
Yeah, look
But
how we're messing this
it's
up.
fascinating, isn't it? I'm sure. Do you find things out all the time and go, oh my God, I can't believe this?
Yeah, I mean, we had a guy on the show, a guest called Jeremy Corbell, and he's a filmmaker, and he made this brilliant film. It's out now, called Bob Lazar. Right. Okay. Bob Lazar was this whistleblower who worked at Area 51. I don't know if you heard of Area 51.
Yes,
that's supposedly the secret base. And he says, basically, yeah, it's true. He worked on back engineering UFOs at this place at Area 51, and he's got evidence, and it's all true. There's basically downed spaceships. They recovered them, kept it quiet, and working on the technology, which is probably what they're using now. So yeah, there's stuff that amazes me all the time, and I think we're coming to full disclosure. Whereas, and how would that affect us all? How would it affect you guys if?
Exactly. I mean, how do you think anybody's actually seen whatever this alien creature could be?
I think, Sherry, I think they're within us. I think that, because now let's go to blood groups, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So I am, and so so you have positive, and then you've got rhesus negative.
Yeah.
So rhesus negative came from around somewhere in the Eastern European place, and they go, oh yeah, because it can't have come from, it had to start somewhere. And so all of us who are positive, we were connected to the monkey, but rhesus negative, we are negative. So what do you make of all of that? That's my most fascinating thing.
I have heard that theory, and you are correct. So it could be some sort of extraterrestrial hybrid or intervention of some sort.
Yeah, because
so we could all be aliens.
Yeah, because I'm rhesus negative O. So what I am is I'm a universal donor. So I can give my blood to anyone, right? Yeah. But I can't take anybody's blood.
Because all right, okay, yeah, got you.
Right, so that's with us. But so people that are negative, like all the other negative, AB negative, all of that lot, they can all have my blood, and they can. But I can't. I can only have rhesus negative O blood. But my blood can have all of you.
Sure.
And that's why a lot of the time when they were mixing,
yeah,
the babies were not well when they were mixing. It's very difficult to mix them. But now there's something in the blood groups, because it didn't really exist until a few thousand years ago. So what happened? How did it just arrive?
Well, yeah, maybe there was outside intervention, and also there's a lot of our DNA which is still unexplained and unexplored. Once we unravel that could show actually what happened.
I mean, if you read about the Aztecs and you go back to that period, there's a lot of stuff there that, I mean, I know people know about this, but the ordinary layman doesn't know, and they have a lot of evidence of, and further back from the Aztecs as well. So it's not modern, it's not now, it's thousands of years old. I mean, you must uncover that all the time.
Yeah, I think it goes back, possibly it goes back hundreds of thousands of years.
Yes.
And that's what I think. I think there's a big chunk of history that we don't know anything about. And it's
so why couldn't that get through? If you know what I mean, why are we still pondering and going, oh, look at that round thing in the sky? But why are we still doing that? Why has it not come through?
I don't know. It's a really good question.
Or unless maybe, of course, unless they didn't want that. So because they have certain powers, they could have erased that from us.
Possibly. I mean, there is a theory that 100,000 years ago there was like Atlantis or some really highly developed technological society where they had electricity and things like that, and it was wiped out for some reason, whether it was a natural disaster or a meteor, comet, or whether it was alien intervention just blowing us all out, saying you developed far too quickly, let's start again. That's a possibility as well.
What do you feel the future is for it then? That this will we? You said earlier that you think it's about to happen. Do you think it's soon that we will know more?
I think it'll be in the next 6 months, because there's so much happening.
Do you?
I do, and I'm interested in making a film next on how this will affect us as people, and also affect the world's religions. How will they cope with us living alongside other beings in the universe who might have their own gods and beliefs and things like that? How would that work?
So it'll blow religion out of the water then, won't it, really,
Possibly,
be honest?
Possibly, but the Catholic Church is already preparing for this. It has a special.
In what way?
It has a special cardinal in charge of exopolitics, it's called, which deal with possible life in the, because all the telescopes and things are finding all these exoplanets, so the probability of finding life anyway is really, really high.
Tell us, Mark, about Uri Geller, what he said about John Lennon.
Oh yeah, that's an amazing story. Yeah, basically he lived in New York at the same time as John Lennon, a few blocks away from each other, and they were friends. And one night John called him about 3 a.m, just really, really, really stressed and going, Yuri, you got to help me, I've just had this visit, and this being came out of this light, and it handed me this alien rock and gave it to me, and I don't know what to do. And anyway, so Uri went to meet him halfway in New York in the middle of the night, and John handed him this rock, this golden rock, like an egg-shaped thing, and said, you know, you got to keep it, do something with it. And he was completely freaked out. And basically, Uri thought John was stoned. That was his initial.
Yeah.
Yes, that's we all
He'd
do.
been smoking, but he does believe him, and he's still got the rock now in his museum in Israel, but he won't have it tested. That's the thing, because he doesn't want his belief in John to be shaken. So it's one of those things, because all these UFO people want it to be tested to see whether it actually is. So I don't know. It's an interesting story, and
well, there's a lot of skepticism about it all, isn't there? I mean, people don't believe and don't want to believe, because actually, at the end of it's a scary thought. Because we don't know what any of it's scary.
I'm not scared by UFOs or people from other planets. I'm really quite excited. I mean, you know, it's just so wonderful to think there's so much more out there. I really am excited about it all.
Yeah, me too. And I want to know what they do. You know, what's their culture like? What music do they listen to? What do they drink? Alcohol, drugs, you know, sex, things like that. What happens?
We don't know what that would be. We've got no hormones left, and we're mature.
But you know, perhaps they have sex by sticking their fingers up their nose.
But anyway, dear, yes, there's many things, and I just need to know. I don't mind who they are, where they're from, so long as they have Baileys when I get there. That's all. Those are my rules.
Or G&T, yes, absolutely right.
Go to Milton Keynes then, Harriet. You'll have a whale of a time.
Okay, I'll take your word for that.
They must be coming for the concrete cows, I think.
No, that's the first thing I have when I went to Milton Keynes was the concrete cow. They're the first people to have concrete cows. And I always used to think, why have they not got any real cows? And they don't. They have concrete. I think they might even have concrete sheep now, which actually I thought, how weird. That is weird.
It's more exciting than the roundabouts anyway.
Yes, there's loads of them.
Not if they're real alien roundabouts.
When is your next show on? When is it on?
Our next show is on Thursday, and we've got the brilliant Yvette Fielding on.
Oh, great.
And she's amazing. Basically, you know, she's a pioneer. She did this Most Haunted when no one else was doing it.
Yeah.
And she was telling me the story. Her and her husband and the production team got this pilot episode together, put all their savings into it, and just, you know, had a punt on it. They really wanted to do it, and everyone turned it down. They said, you're making TV trash, you downgrading culture, and you shouldn't be allowed to, you know. This was back, you know, what was it, late 80s, I think.
Yeah.
And eventually someone took them on at ITV, said, yes, brilliant, give me 30 episodes. But they were so close to giving up.
Good for
an inspiring
her.
lady.
That's lovely.
And she also has her own record label, so she's into her music. She's a massive Beatles fan. But I think because some people have questioned the, you know, how legitimate is Most Haunted, but, you know, she's adamant that it was all real. And in fact, she was so scared of being harmed in her own life that she actually quit at one stage because there was stuff that was happening. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There was stuff that was happening was so scary.
Will you tell us a bit about your music, please?
Yeah, well, I'm in a band called the Pocket Gods. We've been going since 1998. We are officially the most prolific band of all time, as per Guinness Book of Records. We've released 76 albums and about 3,500 songs in total.
Wow.
Including on our last album, we did 1,000 songs, each 30 seconds long. And that was protested. That was to protest the rubbish royalties from Spotify and people like that.
Yeah.
So we did 30-second songs because that's what it takes to get royalties for. I'm not going to write longer than that. I'm just going to write 30-second songs.
There you go.
Well done.
Yeah, maxed it out. And it's made quite an impact, to be honest. And they've changed a few of their rules. They're still not paying as much more. But I've got a massive project coming next. Well, we finished the protest because we want to do something constructive. I don't want to just keep moaning about, it's not getting enough money. And it's all a bit boring, to be honest. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to release another album, one copy only on vinyl, okay? And our local record shop is going to sell the only copy, and it's going to be on sale for £1 million.
Wow.
And with that money, when we sell it, we're going to fund our own fair, ethical streaming service. Where we
Brilliant.
will guarantee to pay artists and songwriters at least 1 penny per stream. That doesn't sound very much, but it's 50 times what Spotify is.
Wow.
That's what we're going to do. So I want to do something constructive and creative rather than just keep whinging about stuff. That's what we're going to do.
So hang on a minute. So now I'm beginning to understand. But so that's a bit like having something in the metaverse, isn't it? That your album. Because if you have the original copy, you can get it for £1 million.
Yeah.
But can you buy it? Can you buy it on the metaverse?
It's actually not virtual, is it? It's an actual vinyl.
No, we're getting out of the digital world and we're just creating a physical copy on vinyl.
Right.
Yeah.
We could have gone down that road and done a virtual thing on Bitcoin and done an NFT. I did think about that. I think, no, I'm going to go old fashioned. I'm going to support our local record shop, Empire Records in St Albans.
Love that.
A bit of publicity for them. So that's the idea behind it. And I'm sure someone will buy it.
I'm sure they will. We'll put it out there.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank
brilliant
you
thing
so
to
I
do.
much,
can't wait
Mark.
for your next show, and I'm just. But please, will you look into blood groups? That's one of my. I'm passionate about that.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, we can interview about that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
brilliant.
Find someone. Let me know. I want to know immediately.
Okay.
And
Okay,
I just
I'm on
want
it.
to ask you a
Mark.
quick question,
I'm on
because
it.
the God I believe in, and she never lets me down, is the God of parking. It doesn't matter where I am in the world, she will deliver a parking space.
Me too.
So I think that has
Me
something
too.
to do.
Is that the
something
law
to
of
do-
attraction? Are you using the law of attraction for that though?
I'll pay you
Yes.
for that.
The
but
park,
yes.
the parking. I always
but
find parking.
I think
Oh,
that
very law.
she never lets me down, but I think she might be from another planet. That's what I'm now thinking, because it doesn't matter where I am. She finds me the space.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm looking for a planet of money.
Yes. Aren't
Yeah,
we
we're
all
all on
Go
darling?
down there and
Get
get
in the
like,
queue.
like from the rocks, just-
Yeah,
Get in the queue, darling.
absolutely. And $1 million for your vinyl.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for joining
All
us.
right,
You've been
darling.
brilliant.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much for
so
having me.
much.
Thank you.
Very
Yeah,
fabulous.
thank you. Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
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 That was extraordinary.
Oh, wonderful.
Are you in some sort of pain, darling? Sorry, Debbie, are you in pain?
I'm
Is
sitting
it?
on-
Are you
I'm sitting on a hot
constipated?
water bottle, actually.
I just
Oh,
had
yes.
to-
Go to the vet immediately.
Go to
yeah,
the
get the
vet.
vet. And just and use the arm, not the fingers.
18
Anyway,
pounds.
moving on.
Oh, wasn't that brilliant? I love him. And
Yeah.
I love the thing about the vinyl. That's a great idea. And
Yeah.
supporting his local record shop. I love that.
Oh God,
Absolutely.
yeah. I wish it needs to be done though. You know about the music world, Dee.
Yeah, I know. I think I ought to have a chat to him, really.
Yeah.
Yes. I
and-
just want to talk to them all day. I mean, UFOs, blood groups, and all of that. Do you know what blood group you are, Harriet?
All I know is I'm something positive.
Of
Of
course, you would
course,
be.
darling.
Would you be? What are you? Do you know?
I had no idea, actually, no.
I knew when I was
remember.
pregnant, but I can't remember now because you had to know then.
Yeah, it was ages ago.
Right.
I can't remember.
It's something positive. A positive.
Yeah.
What about you,
yeah.
Sherry?
See, I'm rhesus negative, so I didn't come from a monkey. So you're monkeys, and I'm not.
Oh.
I am
Cast
weird.
aspersions.
Can you
please.
remember, Sherry, what you are?
TV.
MTV.
No, that's Southern Television. Sorry. No idea.
No, I haven't got a clue. Oh, well, it's very
It's all on our
interesting.
NHS info, so go there.
Yeah. What
Well,
did you
I
feel?
I'm off to Poland. Goodbye.
Oh,
Goodbye.
yes.
Yes, I'm
Goodbye,
off to
dear.
Warsaw. So I might be actually doing our next show from Warsaw, girls.
Yay, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Is
Hashtag
it
working
exciting?
girl.
The working
Oh,
girl.
good luck with
Very
that, darling.
exciting.
I know it's going to be very hard for you playing a tart, but you know, hey ho.
Ooh,
Hey ho.
you bitch.
Happy note. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.